no, she's AS. Why do you really want to marry her? You know she's AS. What if you have a child living with sickle cell? They'll say, by God's grace, we won't get.
Welcome to this episode of Wellness Waves Undiluted. I am Monica Hemben Emujeze.
And I am Lika Ahunsi. Today we have a special guest. Her name is OC. And in fact, just introduce yourself. Let me not say much.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. My name is OC. My name is Osasele Sangbedo.
Oh,
but everybody calls me OC, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think growing up, they say my brother could not pronounce Osasele, so he would say OC, and that just stuck. Yes, so everybody calls me OC. So I'm Osasele Sangbedo, founder Noazak Foundation for Sickle Cell. I'm a caterer.
Nice.
So I'm here with Lika today and
Monica.
So thank you for having me.
Okay.
You're welcome.
So the reason that we invited you and picked this topic is because this month, at first I thought it was Sickle Cell Awareness Month, but we're just having the conversation before we aired that this is not the month for Sickle Cell Awareness, but it's just Sickle Cell Awareness Day.
On June 19th.
June 19th. Yes.
And while the Sickle Cell Awareness Month is in September, so the entirety of the month is just used to celebrate
and give awareness for sickle cell.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically the reason we decided to have this chat today is just to create awareness around sickle cell.
Okay.
And speak about some of the things, because we're called Wellness Waves Undiluted. So we talk about the conversations that people don't like to talk about sometimes. And I think for me, even having conversations with you, I realize there's so much I really don't know around
sickle cell.
Having sickle cell, living with it, and having people around you who are dealing with it, and just conversations around it, pretty much. So that's really what this is about, since we are within the period of when
the awareness month. We are in the month, but the awareness day.
Yes,
exactly.
So the date is
June 19th.
Yes, the date is coming. So this conversation, we're having this conversation before deciding on the topic and talking around it, and there were so many things that I wasn't even aware of. So it's pretty much the reason why we're doing this, with the day coming up. By next week, we felt it would be a nice time to already start creating that awareness before the day. Okay, so please, you have the floor. Just chat. Any questions, anything you want to debunk. While Wellness Waves Undiluted, and I feel there's a lot of misconception around this topic, and that's why there's consistency with awareness around it. So please, if there's anything you want to debunk, things that people never get right.
So again, I say hello, everyone. I'm living with sickle cell disorder. I think I did say that during my introduction. I was born with sickle cell disorder. I have had an elder brother, my immediate elder brother. He was also born with sickle cell. We were born in Warri, Delta State, Shell Clinic. So he was diagnosed. So I had the opportunity to be diagnosed early when I was born as well. Newborn screening. So my parents knew I was living with sickle cell. So the care was there. So they took care of us as best as they could. But there's stigma everywhere you go to. People tell me it's Abiku. Then those days people say, oh, it's Abiku. But now people say different things. Oh, she's cursed or something, especially for the, remote areas. They really don't know. So that's why we try to go to remote areas where we are creating awareness now. So in school, when I was in secondary school, primary school was fine though. Primary school was fine, but I had a bit of hitches, crises, my legs and all that. And you know how it is, because I know of the fact that, pain comes once in a while for me. So the day I'm tired, I don't want to go to school, I'll say, my legs. When I was in primary school though, yes, my leg. But secondary school was in and out. The pain was really there. I think that was when, my brother died 1993 at 21. But before he died, when I was in secondary school, I had this, friends come out and say, oh, sickle cell, you don't live long. You die 18 or 21. There's this, talk around dying before 18 or 18.
Yes.
So at most 21.
20.
Then my brother died 21. So you can imagine how it was for me. Went into and I was 17, going to 18. So mine is going to be the next year or a few years from now. But I've lived 5 decades and I'm still here. Everybody say I don't look it, so I should be called baby face actually. So I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm strong for that matter.
Awesome.
I had a restaurant on Admiralty, but I had to close it up because of pain, standing up and all that. So let's go back to when my brother passed and the what people say about you in school, 21, but I lived beyond 21.
Yeah.
So when my brother passed, I had a severe complication, which was called osteomyelitis, infection of the bone on my left. This is left, right? Yeah, my left femur. So I have infection on the bone. Sorry, right femur. Right femur. I had another surgery on my left. That's why I was saying left. So, that was 1995, but he died 1993. So that was when a lot of people knew I also was living with sickle cell. Because of the pain, the constant hospital visits and all that. So a lot of people knew, okay, it's also living with sickle cell. My dad's younger brother, whom I was very close to, he came one day and said, even OC, I didn't know. So I was like, so people didn't know, So I try to live around the fact that I'll die soon. Also, around my immediate family not even recognizing what I was going through, I just tried to keep the cool, but okay, at the back of my head, it was like, okay, so soon it's coming. But thank God it did not come. And I know it's not coming anytime soon anyway. So that was it for me. But another thing I've noticed with sickle cell, apart from what people say, apart from the negative things people say, let me not say apart from what people say, apart from the negative things people say, the positive things people also say moves you, forward. It gives you a good mental state of mind. Because I've noticed I have an NGO, by the way, called No Hazard Foundation for Sickle Cell. And most of my members, we treat them in Yaba Left now for mental disorder.
Oh my God.
Yes, mental disorder. It doesn't necessarily have to be the psychosis. Yes, but
anxiety,
then drug addiction, depression. You're in school, you keep having crises, your friends have graduated before you. My younger brother entered school before me anyway, and then that was when I had my surgery. I started using crutches. So I used crutches for 2 years.
Wow.
So prior to when I stopped using crutches after my surgery at the osteomyelitis I mentioned earlier, I had complications again. How? I went for physiotherapy and my bone fractured.
Oh my.
Again. So, and all these years, there was no JAMB, there was no WAEC.
Yeah.
So, but it was there for my brother and everybody. So they were all moving ahead while I was behind. So that can give you a bit of mental torture,
Yeah.
But because of the family I come from, because of my friends, Rosemary is one of them, one of them. So because of them, they, supported mentally. They made me feel loved, not just loved, wanted. They made me feel human.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't make me feel like yes. They didn't make me feel that way. So they were always there, supportive. They had other friends that would come to me. Even when they were in Uniben, I was home. My house is close to University of Benin. I was home. After lectures, they'll come. We would just about school. So a lot of people thought I was even in school, but I wasn't until I did diploma and finally entered school. So sickle cell just, it doesn't just break you down, it breaks your family down.
Yeah, everybody
is worried. I remember standing beside my mom's room, because anytime my brother is sick, they take him to my mom's room. I'll just stay by the door and look at him and watch him cry. My back, my hand, my leg. I'm like, what is all this? So mine at that point wasn't severe.
Like that.
So when I have it on my leg, take painkillers or injections, I did not go on admission till I was 17. Yes.
Wow.
So that was it. I did not.
Time.
Yes. So, and it can affect any part of your body. And it can affect it anytime.
Okay, so let me sound like a real novice.
Okay, sound like a novice first.
When I was young in secondary school, I had a couple of friends who had some I'm still really close to them till date.
Yeah.
And all they used to say is, "Oh, she had a crisis. She had a crisis." That was the term.
Yes.
Okay, she the person you're talking about is living with sickle cell as well.
Yes,
okay.
She still does till today, and she's striving. She just had a baby. She's very okay. But when I was younger, and I would just see her crying and stuff, and they would just tell us she's having her crisis. Sometimes she would even need to leave school. I never really understood
what crisis was.
Okay, let me say something, because I mean, sickle cell, I'm AS, right? I have.
So you have the traits.
I have the trait.
I'm
right?
AS as well too.
Okay. I had 2 sisters that are SS, so I've lived it. When you talk about you stand by the door and you're watching.
Yeah.
And as Osi said, it affects everybody and everything around. So to try to help answer your question, when you have a sickle cell crisis, it's when the red blood cells, I'm trying to explain it, take that sickle shape, so they can't flow through the vessels as easily. I'm being as simplistic. So there's what we call occlusion, and so that's what causes the crisis, which is the pain.
Vaso-occlusive crisis.
Yes. So the sickle shape affects the flow, and at that area you now have the pain. The pain she's talking about. That is what
localized
pain.
It's usually
in the joints.
Not usually in the joints. It could be in the long bones as well. Your back, your chests. So the one in the chest is more severe. So they call that acute chest syndrome, where you can hardly breathe and all that. So that's more severe. So vaso-occlusive crisis, yes, she has explained it, but it's when you don't have enough blood oxygen flow in your blood vessels. So your blood, instead of being the O shape, it becomes sickle through lack of oxygen. And when it's sickle, start clogging together. Because when it's round, it can move around freely. But sickle, they just keep clogging around each other. And that's anywhere they localize causes vaso-occlusive crisis.
Now, can I ask you a question? Sorry. When I was doing a little bit more research, I came across, and I'll share with you, there's a study that showed that lack of oxygen, hypoxia, is a major trigger for the crisis.
Yes.
And that they noticed that it's at night that you have that drop
of oxygen. Yes.
So there is a device, I don't know if you've heard about it now.
Oxygen?
They're using in the room to oxygenate the room when you're sleeping.
So oxygenate the room or just for you?
You put it on a room, you have it, and then you put on a mask. And that what they're seeing over time, I mean, I still need to look more at it.
It's reducing
the crisis.
Yeah.
Somebody sent that to me from the US. I was just wondering
I've heard about it. Dr. Sota. Dr. Sota is the originator of that theory. He says in the first 30 minutes, which is the golden half hour, if a crisis pops up and you use your oxygen mask, since most times, low oxygen causes vaso-occlusive crisis, but other times it could be stress-related, malaria-related, or any other dehydration. But if you are fully hydrated, you have oxygen though. Water has, I think, 75% of oxygen.
Yes.
So I think, yes, I've heard about it. Yes. And I think it works. My nephew uses oxygen.
He does?
Yes, he does. My nephew is also SS, my sister's son. So he uses oxygen therapy. Yes, it helps. He's writing his WAEC at the moment. When he did his IGCSE last year, it was in and out of, but this year it has been very good. Very good. Yes. And the vaso-occlusive crisis can also cause complications.
Absolutely.
So there are sickle cell complications, which I had one of them, the osteomyelitis. Then I've had osteonecrosis, where I had to have my hip replaced. One of my hip replaced. It can cause retinopathy. You won't see through your eyes. So I couldn't see through my eyes at one point. I had to do surgery in the UK as well. So then organ damage, spleen enlargement. For men, priapism. So priapism is painful erection of the penis. So that is a crisis on its own. So it's just there. They try. So what they advise you to do at home is to just put room temperature water and see if it goes down. If it doesn't, you go to the hospital. And most men have lost their fertility due to priapism. Most people living with sickle cell disorder.
See, I had a colleague. He passed away, and it's rather sad, because he. They talk about the long haul flights. How they're not good. They're not good for sicklers. And he went on a long haul flight to Australia and collapsed in the airport.
Yes.
Because Microsoft.
No.
Okay. There was a lady in Microsoft.
Oh, this was a guy.
You said a guy. Yeah.
He was a guy. So as they landed, had emergency in the air.
In recent times, I don't go to America anymore.
Yes, it's
because of the distance. Because I find out anytime I go to America, I have a crisis. Yes. So I think it's just in me now. I'm even scared of traveling to America. Yes. So I know if I go through London, it will be easier, but I don't even want to dare. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's traveling. I don't know.
I think it's what it is.
Because that was the first time I ever had acute chest syndrome. In America, it was the first time I had, and I was hospitalized for like 4 days. And you know how expensive they are. Oh my goodness! And that particular journey, I did not have insurance with me.
Oh wow!
So it was crazy. Yes. So
and the fun of the trip gone.
It's gone because, and after when you get better, the pain doesn't just disappear.
Yes. So
sometimes it does, but sometimes it just keep crawling out of you. So it's just still there. And a lot of people, there's this thing that they say sickle cell is a black thing. I don't know if you...
Yes.
Black and Asian.
I was going there.
Black and Asian. Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Black and Asian.
Is it our type of blood?
And I think it's prevalent in places where you have mosquitoes, malaria. That's why sickle cell is really...
It's black Asians.
Mediterraneans.
Black Asian, Mediterranean.
Yes. Indians.
Indians. That's the Asian. So it's one of those hematologic... Am I using the right term? There's an umbrella term, but it escapes me now. But there are different types of illnesses that affect the blood. Let me put it simplistically. But on our side, we see more of the sickle cell, and then there are others that are predominant in the Caucasians. So it's viewed as a black disease, black in quote, and Nigeria has the
highest number of people living with it.
Largest number. Yes. So the resource that goes into scientific investigation is not as much because, unfortunately, the blacks, the Asians, those of
we argued this thing some time ago, and they said if it was a Caucasian disease, there would have been a cure already. If it was, yes. So it's more of blacks. We have all the other colors which they are not Caucasians anyway.
Exactly.
So that is it. So it's not a black disease, but it affects us more. And globally, we have the highest number in Nigeria, about 6 to 7%. But I cannot even say that is right anyway.
Because our data
we've not done head counts in God knows how long. We've not done head counts. So I think it is even more than that.
It's more than that.
It is more than that.
You said something about neonatal screening, because I've had calls along just to try to find out. Because like
which one, prenatal diagnosis or the newborn screening?
The newborn screening. No, let's stay with the newborn first before we go to the other. The number of centers that do newborn screening are very few.
Very few.
Very few.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you're in the West, for example, and you are black or Asian, you will have that screening done, mandatorily. But here, you were fortunate that was done. So, so many people have kids that have that. They don't even know until
the child they now have complications or crises or something. Like my sister, I don't know why they missed it. He wasn't screened, my nephew. wasn't screened till his first birthday. He started having pains.
Yes.
So I had to ask.
Both my kids, they were screened immediately.
They were not.
Nigeria.
No, it depends on the hospital.
It depends on the hospital. He wasn't screened. His first birthday just kept crying, screaming. And I was angry at the nanny. Did he fall down? Just say the truth. Did he fall down? They are trying to wear him his shoes. He's screaming. They are trying to do stuff for him. Come and cut your cake. He's screaming. His first birthday, he screamed all through.
Oh my God.
So my sister had to travel the next morning. So I took him to the hospital. And the first thing, prior to that, I used to see him like, what they call this lack of protein. Kwashiorkor or something. I said, his features was not, because he wasn't taking the proper medications, So I always saw him as that. So I'll tell her, break one egg inside his food. Anytime I go there, break one egg inside, just give him the milk, do this, XYZ. Then we got to the hospital. The first thing the doctor asked me when he saw him, when I say he's in pains, he was crying, he cried all night, he couldn't sleep. And he said, what's his genotype? I just started crying.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yes.
Then I called my younger brother, I started crying. Oh, he's SS. So, I'm the vice chairperson of the Coalition of Sickle Cell NGOs Nigeria. And we're having a sickle cell walk, advocacy walk, awareness walk on the 20th, which is next week. On the 20th of June to commemorate the World Sickle Cell Day.
Where is it?
It's in the Ikeja. So my handle, Noazak Foundation for Sickle Cell, or I'll send the address to her, the location, but it's in Ikeja axis, yes. Okay. Awesome. So it's a red umbrella walk. We're going to be raising our umbrellas.
Yes. Nice.
Raising our umbrellas.
Yes,
red is the color of blood. Yes. So we like to use red or white in the sickle cell community. We like to use red or white. So, awareness walk, join us in Ikeja. And we are doing it in 3 locations, actually. Lagos, Abuja, and Delta.
Oh, nice.
Same day.
Perfect.